Yeah, I'm gonna figure out why. Why is Reddit just gonna die all of a sudden? Like, I think people are boycotting, but I don't know. Let's find out.
Good evening, everyone. It's with a heavy heart that I have to deliver some tragic news that I'm sure you've already seen and have probably spent the better part of your afternoon crying about. Reddit is currently down. The narwhal is not baconing today, my friends. This is not a wholesome Chungus moment. Reddit is offline.
No, no, no. That's not even true though, right? Because it's not offline. They just said it. They private. Yeah, it's still up. That just a large subreddits privated their pages. It doesn't appear to be offline.
And there's good reason for it. Many of you probably saw over the last week or so that there was an organized protest with most of the subreddits on the platform about API changes, and maybe there's too much mumbo jumbo, scary, frightening big words and acronyms that you didn't even bother to look into. So that's what I'm going to do here is break down the situation on why there was a Reddit strike in the first place and what the future could hold for all the Reddit mods that are now stranded without a home to go back to or a place, a domain to rule over. Now, I joke about the situation, but Reddit is legitimately one of the top
Yo, I dead ass can hear his dog barking in the
10 most
background.
visited sites in the world. So the fact that it's down right now due to this strike is actually really impressive. Like, it's genuinely surprising how
Oh, wait, okay. So this video uploaded 2 hours ago. It must have went down. It must have went down for a little bit. I'll take his word.
much the community came together in order to protest the Reddit changes. So, what sparked this Armageddon, this doomsday for Redditors? It was a change to how Reddit was going to be conducting business. They did their best EA impression here and got very greedy. So they
That's
decided they
I
were
don't
going
like
to
to hear
start
that.
charging for API access, and they were charging a fucking fat load of barnacles for it too.
I don't think you mentioned what API access is. If you don't already know, I had to work with APIs to like make some of the weird stuff I made. Um, I made a video. I'll explain what APIs. Oh my god! I'll explain what APIs are by using this example. I made a code that killed me every time somebody subscribed to me. Except I was playing Minecraft. It would kill me in Minecraft, not in real life. Except for if you want to mention the time where every time I died in Valorant, I made it shock me in real life with the shock collar made for small dogs. But that is irrelevant. I'm trying to say, API pretty much is what allows you to get the data. So for example, when people subscribe to me, I die in Minecraft. If I want to be able to tell when people subscribe to me, I grab that information from YouTube's API and they give me the data on how many subscribers I have so I can, make it reactive. But yeah, that explains it pretty well, I think. Let me know if that made sense.
API access allows things like third party apps to exist. It needs the API access to function. And Reddit was going to begin charging for that access. So the biggest one is called Apollo, and it helps users read Reddit threads. It's something many power users were familiar with, but something I didn't know about until recently. And according to the developer of Apollo, it would cost nearly $20 million annually under this new pricing model, which is a ton of pickles. That's far beyond the realm of possibility for pretty much any third party developer. So, effectively, Reddit was killing third party apps because nobody could afford to pay the API fee for their services anymore.
Oh my god, I was muted. Oh. Anyway, I don't know if it costs. Let's say like Reddit. Is Reddit losing money from allowing it to be free? Like, that's definitely something to consider. That's all I'm saying.
And it didn't just affect third-party apps, it also affected mod tools, as I understand it as well. So this new pricing scheme, fresh out of the brain of Mr. Krabs, shaking everyone down for their lunch money, had a large set of consequences that effectively shut off a lot of what people were used to. And it wasn't something that the community was thrilled about. This was not a policy change that was getting a lot of updates. So the community, as well as a lot of the biggest subreddit mods, as well as just the biggest subreddits in general, came together and decided that they were going to do a strike, a Reddit blackout, where they're going to be taking their subreddits private, meaning you can't access them anymore, basically just shutting them down temporarily. And that's led to our current situation. There was even a live stream tracking how many subreddits were going offline, and it's still going right now. And you can see it's a lot. I also tuned into this stream a little bit last night, and I bore witness to one of the saddest things I've ever laid my eyes upon. Breaking news, r/tits went down. That'll finally put the pressure on the Reddit admins to overturn their decision here. No more r/tits. Jesus Christ, it's getting serious. And it's only continued to get more serious. We're in the in-game now. Not only is r/tits banished to the Shadow Realm in protest, r/tinytits has also vanished. So if that doesn't put the screws on the Reddit...
But, like, if I'm being honest, like, I feel like this is not that crazy. Like, who really is using these third-party Reddit-related apps? Now, it'd be a real big problem. I think YouTube charges after a certain amount. Maybe, like Social Blade, for example. I think they grab YouTube statistics. Ignore my dying channel, by the way. They grab YouTube statistics, and I think they charge. But like, I don't even remember
admins to overturn this.
I don't see why people care this much. Like, I don't really know what hardcore Reddit users are being affected by this. It just doesn't seem that crazy. It sucks though, because Apollo seemed like a super big project.
This greedy policy, I just don't know what will. Now, I genuinely do think that this strike has been remarkably successful. This is a legitimate "we did it, Reddit" moment. The site isn't working because so many subreddits have gone offline. It's not like Reddit themselves, like the upper echelon of the Reddit Illuminati, came in and just shut it down or something and as their form of protest. This is the site not working because so many communities are all going private at once, it seems. When you just try and go on the site's front page, it doesn't generate anything for you, it just kind of says there's a problem. But if you directly go to one of the subreddits that isn't participating in the protest, it will work. Mudahar just made a video covering this, and he went to r/sinkpissers, and they were still online. That was 3 hours ago, and I just tried it again. And these brave patriots pissing in sinks are still here operating just fine on the platform. So it's not like Reddit itself is down, it's just so many subreddits have gone private that the website doesn't seem to know what to generate on the front page anymore.
Oh my god, wait, hold on. Because there's so many, I really hope nothing weird shows up. Let's see. Popular. How do I get to, this is, so r/news is still up. All of these, honestly, I think a lot of these subreddits are going to use this as an opportunity. I'm not even going to scroll down. They're going to use it as an opportunity to grow. While everybody has their subreddit down, the ones that stay up and are able to get to the front page are a lot easier to be seen. What? Ask Reddit is still up? What? They're like the biggest Reddit. I imagine they'd go down. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, wait, how about like r/Pix? I think Pix is popular. Oh my god. It looks like Pix isn't down. Am I the asshole? That's a popular one. That one's not down. That's one YouTubers use a lot. Yeah, look, it looks like none of them seem to be. Are they down? Are they? What? Is what's the decision they made? Because I mean, it apparently looks to be up. Am I confused? Am I confused? Why am I asking? So wait. Yeah, apparently it's not down. Okay, like I think that's. I mean, that's like one of. How about r slash funny? This is the last one. I think a lot of people going r slash funny. I think that was one, and maybe that's down. Was r slash? I don't even know. But yeah, it looks like not a lot of them could hold up with the protest.
So, like, if you really love piss sinking, or whoa, sink pissing, then you can go there and consume that content with no problem at all. This is actually a really interesting situation because Reddit is a legitimate top 10 most visited website in the world. It is a platform that everyone accesses at some point. And I make jokes about Reddit a lot and Redditors in particular, but that's not because
Oh
I think the
God.
platform sucks or anything. I think it actually does have legitimate use from time to time. I think most of the subreddits are dog shit, like most of the default subs and all of that are just absolute worthlessness. But there are certain communities that are just
Great platform. Terrible community in general. Like overall.
dedicated to providing information in specific areas that have proven time and time again for myself and many friends to actually be a very good resource to learn things and figure out how to fix problems. Like you get the information without all of the bloat of looking it up on an article. It's just the best way of sometimes getting quick fixes to problems. So I really do think Reddit as a platform does provide a good service from time to time, though the water does get muddy with how awful a lot of the other subs are. But overall, I don't think it's like the worst website ever. That title still belongs comfortably to either Twitter or Facebook. Pick your poison. So to see that this strike is actually like effectively shutting down Reddit for most people is very impressive. And I think it's a good thing overall because I never support when a company gets greedy like this. So I think standing up against it is great. And Reddit is a platform that legitimately can't exist without the Reddit mods and the subreddits and all of that. It is entirely community driven. All of the content on that platform is user generated. So if the users never flip back on the subreddits, you lose all of the content, thus there's no reason to ever go to Reddit ever again. If they just pack up and go elsewhere like a mass exodus. This is like fucking rapture for Redditors here at this point. Like, it is a pretty big deal. Now,
That's the thing though. Like when it comes to cancellation, cancel culture, even maybe even when it applies to platforms, it's almost like even in cancel culture, for example, like nobody ever really gets canceled their career away unless they stop making content. Um, because as long as you're providing the same value, the same unique value that isn't easily copied by other websites, it's just gonna be successful unless something fills that gap in these redditors' lives that habitually go on Reddit like every day. People are just gonna go right back.
now I
That's
do
how
think
it is. Like people have their careers where they need to like read Reddit videos every day, a lot of the day, and those people are gonna go on Reddit. The people I just but the protest still might work like I mean it just depends on the moderators, and as long as they hold out on how it depends on how long they hold out on making on privating their subreddits, um because they're stopping Reddit from making money, and then maybe Reddit will eventually be like, if the protesters hold out, Reddit will make a change. But I think it's really easy right now for Reddit to wait like 10 days, and I can imagine the Redditors just re-enabling their subs, uh, and just giving up. I don't know, but we'll see. I guess it looks like a lot of these
think
servers, sorry, not servers,
this
subs
entire
have just already been back up. So it's just like, is this over?
Reddit
Because it doesn't look like Reddit's gonna die. Like, I just checked, like, what was it? Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit is like literally the one every YouTuber like goes to. So I'm thinking like TikTok cringe, Ask Reddit. Shoot, pics. Oh, they're posting pics about it, but if I just scroll down a little bit, there's more pics. Okay, how about this week? That actually wasn't a lot. I don't know. I can't. Maybe I don't. Maybe they made it sound like if the subreddit was private, it wouldn't even pop up. But I don't know.
Blackout, all the protests here, have kind of shot themselves in the foot because they made it clear for a lot of the big subreddits that are offline right now that they were only doing it for 48 hours. Which I think was a huge fucking blunder. You just gave up scholars, mate, right there. That doesn't really put a ton of pressure on the Reddit higher up anymore because you have given them an end date. You have told them when it stops. So they can just grit their teeth and bear it. Just endure for 2 days and then it's business as usual. Just 2 days of fucking holding on tight like it's a goddamn roller coaster and then you're back into clear skies. They shouldn't have said that they're only going offline for 2 days. I just don't think that puts enough pressure on them to actually get rid of the pricing model here for the API. Because they only have 2 days of their service being offline. I mean, that shit happens all the time in MMOs just for normal maintenance when things fuck up, right? Like, it's not going to all of a sudden change the way they're viewing their business model. I know some subreddits are going offline indefinitely, but a lot of the ones that I've read are doing 48 hours.
Indefinitely is crazy. I mean, of course he means like indefinitely until the change happens, but even then, like, yeah.
And I think the reason that they made it known that it's a 48-hour protest is so that way the community...
Who even controls these things? Like, who owns these subreddits? Oh my.
Members didn't like think that it was dead forever. They didn't want them to feel like now they no longer have that community to go to for information. So I think it was just trying to keep them updated with what's going on. But in doing so, I think it was a bit of a misstep for the overall strike. Because, like I said, with only a 48-hour offline period, Reddit, I don't think, is going to overturn this decision. Because they'll just get away with it after 2 days. But I would quickly like to toy around with the idea that this does end up killing Reddit as a website entirely. It ceases to exist. That would be, I think, the biggest collapse of a service ever. Like, I was talking about this on stream, but the one that immediately popped in my head was MySpace, when MySpace ultimately failed. And then Tumblr, which I actually just totally forgot about. But Tumblr was another, like, top 10 website that killed itself when it banned porn. That pretty much buried it on the spot when they implemented that new policy. I know it still is around. It's just
it was not dead. Even, it was pretty dead before. It just got ultra dead after that.
Close to how popular it used to be. But with Reddit, this could be a legitimate, like, dead site. If the community doesn't come back, if they don't all unprivate their subreddits, if they go elsewhere or something, then that website can't exist anymore because it is legitimately only user-generated content.
But they'd have to go elsewhere. Like, is there a Reddit? Does a Reddit alternative even exist? There's 12 of them. Oh my, Quora, bruh. Quora. That's not an alternative. Oh my god. Suggesting 4chan as an alternative. It's crazy, bro. Like, all these sites are trash compared to Reddit. Not like I can tell they're not formatted to be like Reddit. Oh my god. 9gag. Now 9gag, I think that is a Reddit copy. You're probably, yeah, they could move into 9gag, I guess. Like, I mean, I think people hate it though. I don't think anybody's trying to be up there. And I would always go in there, like, in middle school, and like I'd always see the most racist stuff against black people, and I was just like, and eventually, maybe like after the 15th time, I was like, you know what, maybe I don't need this in my life. Okay, bro, these are some pretty, like, not good alternatives. Like, they're alternatives, but they're definitely not like replacements.
You lose the users, you lose the whole site. And I remember reading last night, as well as I'd always heard this before, that only like the top 5 Reddit mods control like a large portion of the top subreddits. So all of your subreddits, for the most part, that people go to, your default subs, your huge players, are controlled by like the same 5 people. If you piss them off and they all just leave and take the subreddits offline with them, they alone have dealt a very deep blow to Reddit itself. So that is pretty crazy just how much power the people have on Reddit.
I wonder if they're
in
making
terms
any
of
money
like this
from Reddit.
protest and its impact on the site as a whole. So overall, I just find this whole thing very fascinating, and I am hoping for the best outcome here. I hope that the community wins here and Reddit won't charge this crazy exorbitant fee for API access, because there's nothing wrong with having third-party apps, right? I think most people would agree. In a lot of cases, third-party apps are much better than the official one. I don't use the official Reddit app, but from everything I understand, it's a pile of shit compared to the other options available from third-party developers. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya.
Yeah. So that happened. It doesn't seem like it's that threatening for Reddit, because I mean, I just went on there and it was probably equally as entertaining, especially like with the push from YouTubers. YouTubers aren't gonna stop. Like, one more. Reddit confessions, r/confessions. That one's an interesting one. You see that one a lot. Oh, that one's still up. Oh, okay. Well, that one's still up. Like, I mean, like every single one I've thought of on the top of my head has not been taken down, or at least as far as I know. Yeah, no. It looks like Reddit's in good standing, I guess.